Big ass magnet.
Did you drop something?
Some real small parts out of a gun.
Out of a gun? How did you know
I was spraying it out.
Spraying the gun?
Yeah, with great thing.
Welcome to Firearms of America. Today I am back here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida with this beautiful Sig Sauer 1911 Nightmare. Chambered in 357 Sig, 5-inch barrel, 8 capacity magazine. Let's do some shooting, see what it can do. Now, I say see what it can do, like I've never shot it before. This is actually my 1911 and I have done a review before on it. However, it was a while ago. It was a quite terrible of a review, so I decided to do a new one, a better one. Not saying that it's gonna be great, but I'll try to make it as best as possible. Now, 357 Sig, 9mm bullet in a 40 cartridge. Not a very popular round. However, a lot of people do like it. There's a lot of following for 357 Sig. And interestingly, it was the Sig Sauer that developed the 357 Sig. So if you want to get a 357 Sig pistol, probably should get a Sig Sauer, because why not? All right, so let's put some 5 rounds through it. And I'll see if I can hit that orange circle there. All right. Not bad. See if I can hit it again. Now, you probably noticed it didn't lock back on the last round, but that's because of my grip. I do have a grip holding the slide release down. Just a personal thing, personal preference. So, let's talk about the features and how this gun handles the recoil. I think it handles the recoil beautifully. The 5-inch barrel, the overall weight is doing a great job. Now, I absolutely love, probably one of my top 5 absolute favorite grips here. I absolutely love this grip. Just look at that. Now, it features your Diamond G10 grip on the back here, as well as on the front. And of course, here we do have some sufficient amount of aggression. Now, I have to say that this G10 grip is not as aggressive as some pistols out there. Some 1911s, like for example the STI, it does have extremely aggressive grip, which a lot of people would find almost uncomfortable. And typically those handguns are designed to be handled in the gloves. That's why they have that aggressive grip. But here I think the amount of aggression is perfect. Alrighty, let's get to some magazines. This is not a magazine that typically comes with it. This is actually a Wilson Combat 40 Smith & Wesson magazine that I do have with this gun. Now the thing is, with 1911s, it's a lot of times it's a hit and miss. A lot of people not huge fans, including myself, whenever it comes to the magazines, because they are so rough. This one, however, if you want a good 1911 magazine, check out the Wilson Combat. But overall, the mag system here works very well, the mag release, as you can see. It is not ambidextrous, however, it's only on one side. In fact, here nothing really is ambidextrous, so definitely not appropriate for lefties, this gun. Sorry guys. The safety is not ambidextrous, the slide release not ambidextrous. All right, let's put 5 more rounds through it. This time I will see if I can hit any of those flappy pedals. All right, so we talked about the grip. Let's talk a little bit about the slide. Now the slide here, surprisingly, whenever I just got the gun, I expected to be a little bit lighter spring. Here the spring is fairly tight, so you do have that resistance. It definitely helps whenever it comes to managing the recoil, obviously. However, some people who are not that big fans of tighter slides might not appreciate. All right, so let's try to hit those flappy pedals. See if I can get them. Now 357 Sig is the round that was initially designed to match the specs of the 357 Magnum. In fact, this is one of the reasons why it was called the 357 Sig. And the reason why it was called Sig is because it was designed by Sig Sauer, right? In a partnership, a good partnership with a company that everybody knows, ammo manufacturers, Federal, yes. So if you want a pistol in 357 Sig and you want to shoot an ammo with it, 357 Sig, make sure you get a Sig Sauer and then you get a Federal ammo. Makes sense, right? All right. So probably, well, aside from many other things, but I like a lot of things about this gun, but probably number one favorite thing about this gun is the trigger. The trigger is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. I don't know why I choose all these difficult words for me to pronounce every freaking time, but just look at this trigger. Look at this. We have about 2 millimeters of very safe, familiar travel, and then a super crisp snap or break, if you care about the terminology. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, I absolutely love this trigger. You have that 2 millimeters to prepare, and then you know exactly when it is going to break. Single action trigger, I mean, absolutely fantastic for a 1911, just phenomenal. One thing that I wanted to stress here is with a trigger like this, your accuracy is just going to improve immediately. A lot of times people don't realize why they cannot hit the target, and the reason being the bad trigger, that you just don't know when it is going to break, because you have that anticipation, and then you don't anticipate anything and then bang. Alright, I think I made my point clear. Let's talk about the sights. Sights are here. Your standard 3-dot sight. Nothing really crazy over here. Very easy to adjust. However, these are actually, well, besides being adjustable, these are actually the night sights. So, let's see if we can demonstrate that. Aha! There we go, we can. Good thing I have a light switch nearby. But with the night sights, obviously, I think one of the good reasons is pretty good for a home defense if you are keeping this by the bed, and in case if somebody breaks in. The only thing whenever it comes to the home defense is that only 8 round capacity magazine. Keep that in mind. Usually I do like stuff that is above 15, just in case. But again, this is really a personal preference. If you're a good shot, and especially with as accurate of a gun, I mean, this gun is just making you a more accurate, better shooter, just being the way it is. Now, a few design features, right? You probably noticed there are no serrations on the front, which a lot of people do like. It makes it look a little bit better. The serrations on the back are definitely enough to have a good grip to rack the slide. There are no serrations on the trigger guard, so if you're one of those people that prefers to have this sort of a grip, well, you can, but also if you're one of those people that prefers to have stuff on the, any attachments, there is no rail. Keep that in mind. One thing that I wanted to point out whenever it comes to 1911s in general, if you are planning to buy this particular gun, and obviously, you know, if you prefer to conceal carry this gun or something like that, and you're looking for a holster, one thing that I wanted to point out that this is not a standard 1911 shape, just a tiny little bit, but it isn't. It isn't, and I'm not just talking about the rounded Fastback, which is specifically designed for concealed carry, make it more comfortable. But I'm talking about the slide. As you can see, the slide itself is actually squared off here. Now the standard 1911 shape, it is more rounded. So what that means is a lot of holsters that are designed for standard 1911, this is either not gonna fit or it will be a very, very tight fit. So make sure whenever you're buying a holster for this 1911, you get it specifically for this 1911, because there's a little bit of a difference. All right, I'm gonna put 5 more rounds. Luckily, this, even though it is not numbered, but there are some windows in the magazine, Wilson Combat, to see how many you have. Well, I will try to hit the top white one, and then we'll try to come up with some reasonable conclusion. See what we can do. All right, let's keep it rolling. The last one was a bullseye. Now I think I can be proud of myself for the rest of the day. But about this gun, I mean, of all the 1911s that I have reviewed, that I had a chance to test and review, I think so far this is definitely my favorite one. The way it operates, the way it handles, I mean, just the design, just look how amazing this thing looks. And the name, Nightmare, can be cooler than that name. I love my name.